What's up, you guys? PhiDX here. Just a short update. I bought the same pad that Chicorin used to win Evo Japan. So what we have here is the Hori Octa. And I actually spoke with, I'm going to open it up here, but I actually spoke with Chicorin about why he used this pad. And I asked if I could share this info. He said, yeah, it's not a secret or anything. He wanted to use a pad that, well, he wanted to switch to pad in the first place because he felt that Lily should focus on close quarters combat. And he felt that on a pad, he could do sidestep guard, forward movement guard, crouching guard, and sideways movement a lot faster. So he used to play, I believe, on a Japanese lever. And the Sanwa lever is generally pretty good for, like, Street Fighter movements, right? So quarter circles and, like, DPs and stuff like that. But when it comes to Tekken, the spring doesn't really bounce back really quickly. So doing the repetitive movements to neutral that Tekken emphasizes a lot can be hard on a Japanese lever. It's not impossible. There are plenty of players who play well on Japanese lever. But it was cool to see Chicorin kind of adapt his playstyle with the hardware, or rather pick hardware that would adapt to the playstyle he was looking for. So there's a lot of mixed reviews on this controller. Some people say it's really, really bad, right? But my thought process is, if it was good enough to win a championship, we should at least try it out, right? So I'll be testing this out for a while. I'm not just going to do like a one-day one and done, but let's just get some first impressions and plug it in real quick here. Plug it into the PS5. PS button. Oh, here we go. Whoa. So these buttons are like mechanical. The controller is super, super light. Whoa. Okay, so people have... The first thing I heard people complain about is the D-pad. But when I'm trying it right now, it feels better than the DualSense, right? The D-pad is a bit stiff, but it is still easier, I think, to operate than the DualSense. And there's actually an app that Hori has that makes it easier. So let me try a combo here. Oh, these micro switch buttons are so interesting. So like I grew up playing like Tekken 3, right? So I'm used to playing on controller. This is not that new. But it's been a while, I will say. I learned arcade stick in Tekken Tag 2. Oh boy. So I'm trying to do a quarter circle movement here. Nice. This is pretty nice. This is like right away, just doing this first combo seems pretty doable. Doing these quarter circle movements seems pretty intuitive. Lily has to do some of these quick conversion quarter circle forward threes. They're pretty good. I don't think Chicorin used the stick part, just because that doesn't really solve the issue of before that I mentioned of quickly going like forward guard, like dash guard, step guard, stuff like that. I don't think the analog stick is really conducive to that. But Korean backdashing feels decent so far. My backdash is not at all as good as it is on lever. For reference, I usually play on a Korean lever, so it's a bit snappier than the Japanese lever, but it's still I'm not sure if the pad is gonna be faster or not, basically. Oh, and I did not map my buttons at all. Is it oh, that's interesting. So these are L3 and R3, and these are L1 and L2, and R1 and R2 are here. So my 3+4 is actually here. Whoa. This is really cool. Interesting to choose pad over hitbox. Yeah, no, I actually think hitbox is not that good, or leverless in general, is not that good for Tekken movement. I think coordinating the multiple movements on hitbox, I mentioned this in my controller like mini guide, like of the different controller types, but I don't think hitbox users tend to move as fluidly as controller users, right? And Tekken is such a movement heavy game that I think that's why you see most pros are not on hitbox, at least the world class ones. This is pretty nice. So I'm messing up this quarter circle, but that's because I'm not letting go. I'm actually doing it too fast. Nice. Okay, let's try some player 2 side. I think that is the big question. I keep hitting circle because my hand wants to use these 4 buttons, but the main face buttons are down here, right? So you look, my thumb keeps hitting right here by muscle memory. But these are your main 4 buttons, and these are the extra buttons. So let's try it. And I'll try some Mishima movement too, but Chikarin was playing on Lily, so I want to try that out specifically. Restart settings, switch positions. Okay. That's not the combo I should use, but... This is actually super nice. I don't even know if I would need to adjust the stiffness that as people were saying. The sensitivity. This is pretty nice. Let's try a combo with a bunch of like glide cancels. So let me... There's Lily has some specific movement cancels where you have to tap up to cancel her little crouch dash. And she can turn that into a bunch of combos. And it's kind of like a medium to high execution technique. I can do it pretty comfortably on arcade stick, but I'm not sure on this. So what's my combo? Turn on counter hits. The micro switch buttons on the right are so strange. I'm not used to that yet at all. Oops. Let me restart, and then we'll try the other side again. I'm surprised. I'm surprised at how intuitive this feels so far. This is so foreign. I haven't played on a pad since literally, yeah, Tekken Tag 2. And I play occasionally on pad to like teach people if they play on pad. But doing like serious execution stuff and not the basics is been a while. Oh my goodness. That feels pretty good. I wonder if I can get used to this. The main appeal of getting used to an input device like this is traveling to tournaments and carrying this is so much nicer than carrying an arcade stick. Like even this one is a smaller one, but it just doesn't compare to something so light and simple as this. Let's try the other side. I doubt I'll be able to pull this off, but let's try this. Let's try this over here. I have to do one tailspin first, or one tornado. Oh, okay. Wow, that was a lot faster than I thought it would be. I'm pretty impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how if I would play it on like claw style like this, or if I would play it oh my goodness. Right wrist hurt? No, I'm very relaxed with my right wrist like this. I'm a big ergonomics person, so just chilling, like keeping my left hand as relaxed as possible is important. My right hand is always pretty relaxed. Wow, this is pretty good. Now, my main concern is that my Korean backdash is going to be worse for a while, right? But Tekken 8 isn't really a Korean backdash game, you know? It is, like, it's useful for sure, and it's important, but the single backdashes are definitely still really good. I'm using a shitty Xbox controller. Yeah, I tried the Xbox One controller. This pad is vastly superior. Already, I would not use the stick, but wow, I am so impressed right now. What are these extra buttons? A little settings cog and a mic mute. There's a little lock switch. Oh, so on the back here, it has, you can even see that. It's so small, sorry. On the bottom here, there are little toggle switches. And the bottom one is for PS5, PS4, PC. And the top one is for the menu buttons. So you can just lock all of them or lock just the touchpad. I'm debating competing on this. Like, one of the issues I've had, and I talk about this a lot as I was a Smash player, right? So when I played Melee, I played on a GameCube controller. And one of the issues I had switching to the other Smash games is I would try to do all of the advanced techniques from before on the new Smash games because I was still on a GameCube controller. So one of the advantages, I think, of switching hardware is you avoid the muscle memory traps that you had before. You can really like learn it like a new game. And Tekken 8, to be honest, is challenging to me because it's a movement heavy game, but it's definitely more of a right-handed game. What I mean by that is you need to attack in this game. Tekken 7 was a lot of moving around and like fuzzy defense and stuff like that, and very, very like do nothing gameplay. But in this game, you want to go in swinging, right? It's really important too. So I almost wonder if following Chikarin's lead is the smart choice here. Let me land this. Let me land like a couple more combos, and then I want to try some Mishimas. Let's see. What was the combo I was trying to do? Chikarin's combo was like this. Okay. He does. I also need to learn new combos because my combo game is whack. Oh, how does he do Heat Burst? See, one thing I think is I can't access these triggers if I'm playing like this. Right? These triggers are not accessible, so I have to use these two. And that's new to me. This is pretty good. Let's try some Mishima tech. So I don't main Mishimas, but I did play Devil Jin, and Kazuya in Tekken 7. I got Jin and Kazuya to Tekken God Prime, which was right before the highest rank that they added. And then my Devil Jin was not that good. But the combo game is something I'm familiar with on arcade stick. So let's see how difficult it is. I keep going to the wrong settings thing. Let's check this out. Do I even remember the combos? It's electric. Well, first of all, the electric already feels good. Yeah, the hardest part so far is doing forward, crouch dash, right? This is the hardest thing I'm struggling with right now. So I don't know if I would recommend this for Mishima players. Just off the top of my head. Okay, wait, hold on. Because it's taking a lot of work to do this. And I don't like hand fatigue when I play. Yeah, does Momodog play on this pad or a different one? I think he plays on Razor Ryan. I think Momodog is... Yeah, Momodog's a German Devil Jin main. And I think he plays on Razor Ryan. So, I don't know the differences between the pads because I haven't played on both. Okay, nice. Good timing with the sub alert. Thank you for that. So let's see. And I don't know about multiple wave dashes. I don't know if this is going to work. This would take a lot of practice, I think, to get multiple wave dashes here. I know that for the DualShock 5, like if you look at like Run It Black or other Mishima pad mains, they do a lot of like rubbing and scraping to get the wave dash. And here, because it's like a bowl-shaped D-pad, I don't know how feasible that is to roll your hand like this. You know? So yeah, I'm not sure. My conclusion is for Mishimas, it is not that important to switch to something like this, or it's not going to make it much easier. I do like Korean backdashing on this. It's not bad. But the wave dash specifically looks challenging. And I'm sure it's possible with practice, right? With all things, it's a practice issue for sure. But you're not going to get easy access to this, to wave dashing with this or anything like that. Okay, pretty good. I want to test out this. I want to test out the software. So I have it open here, and let's check this out. So connect controller. Already, yeah. Imagining traveling to tournaments with this seems way easier. I think it's so. I have my first tournament for Tekken 8 in 3 weeks. Combo breaker. I don't know if this is the right time to switch controllers, to be honest. Okay, I've connected my controller. Do I have to switch it to PC mode? Keep it in PS5 mode? Oh, assignable mode. So it looks like you can do assignment mode using just the controller without even the software, which is pretty cool. But I want to see how to use the app. Aha. Press and hold the menu and view buttons. What's the view button? Is that start and select? You can't deselect the app? Oh. Oh, you can't deselect it. If you alt-tab out of the app, it doesn't work. Wow. That's really weird. Okay. This app is insane. How do I change the sensitivity, though? Whoa. Whoa. Okay. So this is useless. Because the only thing you can do is lower the sensitivity. Right? But you cannot increase the sensitivity anymore. So, well, useless is the wrong word. It's not super useful for what we need, because my hope was to make it lighter, but the best you can do is just make it heavier, right? So if I move it to here and I push left, I have to really dig in to get that to show up. So this could be useful if you're like a Mishima player, right? Like you want to get back to neutral really quickly, but I think I would rather keep it on max sensitivity. Okay, so that entire wild goose chase was pointless, but at least now we know. At least now we know, right? We know how it functions. You can test every button, which is pretty cool. Now, what if I switch it to PS5 mode? Oh, it's gone. It's gone. Okay. So, this is a weird system. I will not lie. Multiple profiles is cool. D-pad settings, button mapping. Button mapping is cool as well. I do consider this quite odd. In any case, that probably concludes everything we need to know. So, let's see. You saw the Mishima gameplay. You saw the Lily gameplay. Korean backdashing, definitely weird. Wave dashing, borderline. Borderline impossible is the wrong. I was being dramatic. It's not borderline impossible. It would take a lot of practice to wave dash on this thing. In terms of going to tournaments, I'm very interested in switching to this. Especially as I travel more, this is just way easier. And I can carry multiple if one breaks. And apparently there's like a break-in period for the D-pad also. So this will take some time to get used to. But I have a tournament in 2 to 3 weeks. I think I'll be sticking to my arcade stick just because switching peripherals takes a long time, right? But a lot of American pros do play on pads. So this is the PS5 pad. Some people play on PS4 pad and have adapters. I'm not positive who's on what as of this season, but I do know that Joey Fury, Anakin, Cuddlecore, Fear of Silence, and Shadow 20Z all play on pad, and I'm sure there are more. Genghis Dawn, Junior 20Z, Shadow's brother, plays on an Xbox pad with an adapter. And then there are American pros who play on arcade stick, but they're a lot fewer. So Speed Kicks plays on Korean lever, Glaciating plays on Korean lever, Jimmy J Tran plays on a Japanese lever. So lots of variety in inputs, but the majority are pad users. Joe Crush uses the analog stick when he plays in Tekken 7 when he played Geese Howard. He played on the PS4 controller. So tons of people are playing on pad. It's very much competitively viable. But I don't know if I can switch that quickly before an event. But after after Evo Vegas, I do plan to give this a serious try. Again, I think what's so interesting is I can travel with multiple of these in a backpack, and if one breaks, I have another right away. I would have to break in the D-pad, of course, but this is cool. I can see why Chikarin went for this, and the fact that he demonstrated its success after so many years of being a stick player is very promising to me. So hopefully you enjoyed this like mini review. I'm gonna give this a try. I really want to give this a solid try. Catch you in the next one. Peace.